Betty Butter bought some butter, but she said the butter is bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a little bit of better butter will make my batter better. Can you say that? What is the most common sound in English language? Watch the video till the end, guess it, and then type it in the comments for me. I'll share the correct answer there. Hi everyone, and welcome to Massey's World, where we learn a fun, easy English together. If you have watched my video about American accent, I promised to make a video about pronunciation there. So I kept my promise, and here we are. But before we begin, I apologize for taking a long time between uploading videos. As you might already know, I have moved to a new country, which means a whole new life. I have to go through so many bureaucratic processes, and I have to get used to a lot of new rules and culture and laws, etc. It's just simply grueling. Grueling. When something is grueling, it makes you so tired. It depletes your energy. It's draining. So I just want to thank you for your patience, understanding, and invaluable support. If you've also immigrated, you can relate to me. Share with me your experiences as a foreigner in a new country in the comments. Now let's get to business. The sounds we make with our mouths to say the words are called phonemes. Phonemes come together like Lego bricks to create everything we say. It is absolutely essential to learn how to pronounce the words, the sounds correctly in order to have a better accent in the long run and be understandable and clear. Phonemes are divided into two categories. One, consonants like b, k, l, and vowels like a, e, a. I have already said this in this video about American accent, but I'm going to say it one more time because it's of great importance. A lot of people think that just having a great American accent is about pronouncing R very strongly at the end of a word, like water. Or for British accent, just water, not pronouncing it. But it's a lot more than that, of course. Or maybe you've been focusing on pronouncing the vowels in the right way. But I personally think that a huge part of a good pronunciation and consequently a great accent comes from actually pronouncing the consonants in the right way. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying vowels are not important. As a matter of fact, they make a lot of difference in terms of meaning. For example, the word ship and the word sheep. A huge difference, right? Make sure to watch the video till the end because we will be working on some words that you might be mispronouncing, or you will learn some new words. Who knows? But try to repeat each word or each tongue twister after me out loud. Let's go. B, b, bubble, bubble, balloon, balloon, bubble belly, blows up like a bouncing balloon. Bubble belly blows up like a bouncing balloon. D, d. Not d from the tip of your mouth, but from the back. D. Add, add. Difficult, difficult. Dynamic duo, dynamic duo. Two people who work together very well are called dynamic duo. Do you have a dynamic duo? When T is between two vowels, it is actually pronounced d, d. Like better, city, matter. As a matter of fact, a lot of people try to do this, which is great, but they're still saying it from the tip of their mouth, not from the back. That is the difference. And if you pay attention, I just said try to. A lot of people try to. Pop, puppy, peppermint. My favorite kind of tea. What is yours? Titanic, temperature, tilt. If you type the word SQ on Google, the page will tilt. It's a fun thing to do, and you will remember the word tilt. This one that I'm about to say is one of the most important ones in my opinion. K. K. Not k. A lot of languages say it from the tip of their mouths, k, but no, k. K. Like cake, cookie, ring. See if you can read this many times. Clever cats can catch clumsy crickets climbing curious cactus. One more time. Clever cats can catch clumsy crickets climbing curious cactus. I think tongue twisters are a very fun way to learn pronunciation, don't you? Fishy, fishy. When something is fishy, you don't trust it. It's suspicious. That's fishy. Or fluffy, fluffy. When something is fluffy, it's like this. Fluffy pancake, fluffy pillow, fluffy puppy. This one's pretty easy. As in successful. Secret society. Sapphire eyes. Sensational. When something is exciting and impressive, you say it's sensational. When you see your partner today, you can say, honey, you look sensational. This is one of the important ones. G. G. Not G, but G. Google. Google. Let me Google this real quick. G. Giggle. Giggle. A light, uncontrollable laugh. Giggle. She giggled. Repeat after me. Greg's great-grandma grows golden grapes. Greg's great-grandma grows golden grapes. This one, super important. L. L. Not L, but L. Lollipop. Lollipop. Lorelei. Lorelei. Lorelei is a name and it has an interesting story. It was a beautiful mermaid who tempted sailors and men of the sea with her beauty and alluring voice. Alluring voice, and led them to their death or doom. I find this phoneme very important, therefore I'm going to focus on it a little bit more. Try reading this a few times. Little Larry licked a lollipop singing a lullaby. One more time. Little Larry licked a lollipop singing a lullaby. Well done. Yummy. Yummy, which means delicious. Yellow. Yellow. One of my favorite colors. What is yours? And one very important point here, especially for our Spanish friends. This is the letter Y, but its phoneme is written like this, and is pronounced Y. But this is the letter J, and its phoneme is this one. But I've noticed a lot of my Spanish students have a little bit of trouble with this, with pronouncing words like young or yes. Of course, not everyone does that, and it's totally fine, and we're here to learn. But my job as a teacher is to recognize these mistakes and point them out to you. So sometimes they say yes or young. There is like a mixture of y and j sound. Be careful with it. Ten cuidado con esto. One of my Spanish friends taught me that. I hope I said it well. Next one, j. J. Not j, not j, but j. J. Jungle, jungle gym. Giant giraffe. Tough judge. He or she is a tough judge. It means they are very strict and hard to please. A tough judge. Are you a tough judge? Summer. Melody. No. No. Man. Men. One man, many men. Woman. Many women. One woman, many women. Measure. Treasure. Treasure Island. One of my favorite movies as a kid. Treasure. Leisure. Or as the British say, leisure. Leisure activities. And the good old r, not r, but r. Resolution. Resolution. One of the meanings of the word resolution is a promise you make to yourself to do something. For example, what is your resolution for this year, 2025? Repeat this a few times. Rolling red raccoons raced rapidly through the rough reeds. One more time. Rolling red raccoons raced rapidly through the rough reeds. How would you read this word? Would you say dishwasher or dishwasher? Dishwasher. Very good. You got it right. It's dishwasher. Shh. Shh. Not shh. Shh. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. Who? How? Home. Z. Zazzy. Zazzy. When something is flashy and fancy, you can say it's zazzy when it's shiny. Vampire. Warrior. You see the difference between these two? The first one is v. Vampire. V. Vividly. Vividly. Remember, it doesn't necessarily need to have the letter V in it to sound like V. For example, this word is of. Of with one F. If it has two Fs, it would be off. Turn off the light. But this one is of. And the second word, warrior. W. Not warrior, no, it's warrior. Warrior. And again, it doesn't necessarily need to have a W in it to sound like W. For example, quick. Quick. Or one. One. One of a kind. One of a kind. You are one of a kind. What's this? And what's this? This one is a tree. Tree. And this one is a 3. 3. You might say, oh, it's just a T, 3, or tree. They're the same, right? But there is a huge difference, and that's why pronunciation is so important. But trust me, it could cause you to lose your confidence if you say one of these words and you would have to repeat again because they don't understand what you're saying. So repeat after me. 3. 3. Theater. Theater. And one of my favorite words, ethereal. Ethereal. When something is so beautiful and delicate that it seems like out of this world, you say it's ethereal. Ethereal. An ethereal beauty, an ethereal voice. How about this word? How would you read it? Very good. It's thus. Thus. This. That. It's a very strong phoneme. The. Let's play a quick game now. Can you guess the correct pronunciation of these words? Bathe. Bathe. To wash yourself or someone else like your baby in a bath. Though. Though. Thought. Thought. Breathe. Breathe. Breath. Breath. Rhythm. Rhythm. Ch. Not ch. Ch. Chocolate chip cookie. Do you like it? Chatty. Are you a chatty person? Do you talk a lot? Chatty. Next one. Ng. Ng. King. Tongue. Strong. I think consonants are a bit more challenging to pronounce because maybe you need to pronounce them from the parts of your mouth that you're not so used to. But when it comes to vowels, the only thing that you need to do is to relax your jaw a little bit and be willing to open your mouth and move it with ease and flexibility. Do you remember ship and sheep? Well, here's the difference. This is I. It's short. I, as in ship. Sit. It. But when you say sheep, it's a long E. Sheep. Free. Me. Infinity. Infinity means without limit or any end. How would you read this word? A lot of people say said, but it's wrong. Said. Said. He said, she said. Said. Like read. Do you remember the word ethereal? At the beginning of this word, we have a short a. Ethereal. Do you remember its meaning? As in pass, class, dance. What do you do to unwind, to relax? I dance. A. Short a. Cut. But. Or in longer words like cuddle. Cuddle. But how about a word like father? That needs a long aw. aw, father, car, calm, bar. Very good. How about this word? It's not food, it's foot. Foot. Book. Not book, book. A. Break. Great. Plane. All. Roar. Katy Perry's song. You're gonna hear me roar. Roar. Pool. Pool. Pursuit. The pursuit of happiness. I. Right. Right. Shine. Tight. Highlight. What are the highlights of today's events? Ow. Ow. Shout. Hound. A hound dog. It's a kind of dog with long drooping ears and it's brown and it's used for hunting. A hound dog. Oi. Oi. Joy. Joy. Spoil. Royal. And the last one is the schwa sound. We make this sound when our mouth is in a very comfortable position, and you will find it in unstressed syllables. It's an unstressed phoneme. Like the word animal. The stress is on the first syllable, an, so we find the schwa sound in the second and third syllables as they are not stressed. Animal, mole. Problem. Banana. Sofa. A banana on a sofa is a problem. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and see you soon. Bye-bye!